Welcome back to my channel Coding Abby, and I'm back with a more elaborative video on object oriented programming, since I believe that the last video was not beginner friendly. So let's begin with what is object oriented programming. First, I would like to give an analogy so that you can better understand. Let's say you are taking an admission in any college or university, and the first thing which you would be given is an admission form. On that admission form you would have some sections. Let's suppose your name, your address, your email address, your previous grades, your whatever it may be, whatever the details they want from us. Now that form acts as a template, and every student who wish to take admission would be given the same form, the same template. But when those forms would be returned from the students filled forms, those would have some different data. I mean, obviously every student would have their unique data. I mean, unique name, unique email address, unique whatever. I mean, they would be having some different addresses, different previous marks. So by that we mean, I wanted to explain that we are giving a basic template to every student and taking the filled form with different data written on that template. Now how is it related to OOPS? I would tell that classes in OOPS is exactly what your form template is doing. Classes acts as a template. So think of it as classes can have some data members named, let's suppose we are creating. Okay, I will go on the code later. I will be explaining you in theoretical manner first. So classes acts as a template. In the similar way, the form was acting as a template, and each form returned by a particular what I say each form returned by a particular student acts as a object of that template. By template we mean that we have a design ready for name section, for address section, for blah 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 sections, and that is our template. But when we were giving a copy of form to a student, and he or she is returning it with the data filled on their respective sections, then that becomes a personalized object of them with some or the other data written over that template. So in object oriented programming, objects is what that student is returning. I mean, student is returning to the admission counter. Okay, so yeah, sorry for that. So I hope this would have cleared some or the other concepts to you regarding classes. Let's jump over to the code part, that how can we declare classes and how can we declare objects of those classes. So the keyword reserved for this is okay, let me create a new pad first. We will create a new dart pad and we will remove this, and okay, we will shift this down. Here is a keyword named class. Similarly, there were many keywords I explained you in the previous videos. So there is a keyword named class specifically reserved for making classes, and the class is of students. Okay, students, or a student, single student, followed by curly brace. I'm sorry, these parentheses are not required, only curly braces are required. Okay, and no semicolon after these curly braces. So a student would have his name. So name is a string, so string name. Student would have his address, let's say, so address. Student would have what we say, roll number, let's suppose, which is of data type integer, roll underscore number. Now this acts as a template. So anytime any student would come and access our program, we will create a particular instance, means we will give him a particular copy of our template. Okay, now how to create a copy? We would simply follow the same syntax in which we would be creating a integer variable. We are creating int variable, right, of name a and having value 10. Similarly, I'm sorry for that. Similarly, we will create a variable of type student so that it acts as an object of that class. Okay, so student, and let's name that student as student1. Okay, is equal to, you have to call a constructor for that class. Now this is called as constructor. You will say we don't have any function named student and we haven't specified anything inside this, so how can we write this like this? So this is a constructor which is auto generated when you create a class and not specify a constructor explicitly. Otherwise we could specify student constructor like this also, but this would be this is already done for us in our in Dart or in any general programming language, I would say. So we will come on this constructor part later on with more elaboration. So let's assign this student one some name. We can assign student one its name by using this dot operator. Student one, I mean this object dot its name is equal to, it should be a string since the name variable is of type string, so it should be a string. It is, let's say it's me. Okay, student1 dot name is equal to Abby. Now let's assign some roll number to it. Student1 dot roll number. Okay, roll number is equal to, let's say my roll number is 3 because it was 3 in my school days. Okay, now we have assigned some data, and it is not necessary that you should fill all the required, all the required data fields, because it is not necessary that, let's say, there is a section that if your income is above 8 lakh rupees per annum, so you would have to apply under so and so category. But if you don't satisfy for that category, you would not fill it, because obviously you are not eligible for that particular categorical section, so you would leave that piece of form blank. Similarly, we can leave some members. Let's say I don't want to specify address, so I will specify, I will not give address, and it would be null for this student one. So let's try printing these, accessing these variables of a particular student class. Student one dot, we want to take his, we want to print his name. Then we have student one dot his, yeah, we will print address also. You will see that it would be null. Then print student one dot roll number, and this would be 3. Okay, and when we will run this program, we can see name, address and roll number. Yeah, Abby is the name, address is null because we didn't specify it earlier, and roll number is 3. But what if I specify address now? Student one dot address is equal to, it is of type string, so we have to specify string here. Let's say it's downtown, any random thing, right, for right now. Okay, and if we now run the code, this null would be replaced by downtown, or whatever the address you would have written in these double quotes. My net is slow, so this dartpad is like running slowly. So yeah, here Abby, downtown, and 3 was my roll number. Now if suppose another student comes and another student wants to access, put his data, and then we want to access that data, we can create another instance, student 2 is equal to student. The constructor and the data type remains same. Okay, student 2 and student, yeah. So now student 2 dot name is equal to, let's say, Puzu or whatever. So it goes the same way. This program can be repeated here as well with student 2, and we can operate on all the students which would take admission to this program, and then we can access that data through printing or through performing some operations. I mean, this can be done as like print name star 3, so it would print your print the student one's name 3 times. I hope so. Here it would be Abby. My net is lagging, I mean, is low in bandwidth, so maybe that is causing the problem for this Dartpad to run slowly, but yeah, bear with me for that. Yeah, see, Abby and Abby. So we can perform any operation over this name. We can store it in our database, we can display it on in our app or something like that. So I hope this basic concept of what is class and what is object. This student 1 is the object of this class student. Student 2 is the object of this class student. So I hope this would be clear to you now, that what is classes and what is objects in object oriented programming. In the future videos, we will see about inheritance, polymorphism, and concepts like data abstraction and data encapsulation. So stay tuned for that and subscribe my channel. Till then, bye bye.